course I'm being facetious. When I heard Buhari died, I felt nothing. No sadness, no joy, just silence. Because what will celebration do? Buhari's life and death just told me one thing. You can be an agent of chaos, masked as an angel of change. You can destroy everything you touch and still die in comfort in a foreign hospital far away from the lives that you ruined. And you'll still get a holiday to commemorate your passing. Welcome to the Common Sense and Some Nonsense podcast. And today we'll be talking about the life and the absolutely nonsensical legacy of Muhammadu Buhari. So Buhari was born in 1942 in Katsina State, the 23rd child. His father was prolific. I don't know what he had done with that many children, but to each his own. So he joined the Nigerian army at the age of 19, and then he rose up the ranks, gaining prominence for his role during the Nigerian Civil War in 1967 to 1970. And this is when Buhari did his first dance with democracy. In 1983, Buhari overthrew a democratically elected government in the form of Shehu Shagari, and it was labeled a bloodless coup. Applause to Buhari, power without bloodshed. His reason? I'll let this man tell you himself.
The Nigerian armed forces could not stand idly by while this country was drifting towards a dangerous state of political and economic collapse.
So noble. His regime lasted from 1983 to 1985, and there was a theme called the War on Indiscipline. This reign of discipline included a crackdown on independent journalists through a protection against false accusation decree. This decree made it that it was illegal to publish any information that made public officials look bad, even if the information was true. Tunde Thomas and Nduka Irabo from The Guardian were sentenced to 1 year in prison for publishing accurate reports. Discipline. He did a crackdown on trade unions, student groups, protesters, suppressed, strikes outlawed, a pattern that we will continue to see. Discipline. Shehu Shagari, the man he overthrew, house arrest. That one was even lucky because over 500 politicians, governors, ministers found themselves in prison. Not a fate I would not hope on the current set of politicians today, but we move. Again, discipline. That fella, Buhari caught him and then sentenced him to 5 years in prison on bogus charges, just because the man dared to speak up against government. Again, discipline. And here's one of the wildest stories. So Umaru Diko, he was one of the former ministers of transport under the Shagari government. He fled to the UK after this coup. And then Buhari's regime accused him of stealing millions of dollars, hundreds of millions of dollars. So in 1984, Nigeria and Israel conducted an operation to kidnap this guy. They sedated him in his London home and then stuffed him in a crate called diplomatic baggage and tried to ship him back to Nigeria on a cargo plane. Buhari was a wild boy. Luckily, British customs officers were tipped off and they intercepted the crate, so they found the guy alive. More embarrassment for Nigeria. His reign, it lasted 2 years. In a funny case of irony, he was overthrown by his own chief of staff, who was Babangida at the time, and then spent 3 years in house arrest. After serving his house arrest, he reemerged in 1995, where Sani Abacha, resurrected his public career, appointing him the executive chairman of the Petroleum Trust Fund. He was managing billions in naira of revenue, zero transparency, and he did that one for 5 years. Then silence, and then boom, in 2003, he rebranded the new Buhari. He ran for president under the AMPP, lost to Obasanjo. 2 dictators head-to-head in a democracy. Only in Nigeria, my guys. 3 failed attempts, 2003, 2007, 2011. If you don't succeed, try again. With the help of a coalition and Obama, I will talk about that another day. This agent of change took charge. We will fight corruption. We will revive the economy. We will destroy Boko Haram. Buhari knew one thing. Nigerians have terrible documentation and even worse memories. We know if we bothered to scrutinize his military rule, we would have seen this thing coming from a mile away. Even me too, I was guilty. Corruption still rampant. Dollar went from 150 naira to 800 naira under Buhari. Military expertise that he sold us on to fight Boko Haram disappeared. Boko Haram started multiplying and evolving like a virus that still plagues us till today. I did a video about Benue. 2 recessions under him, over-reliance on oil, he made himself Minister of Petroleum. Before Buhari, our debt was $64 billion. After him, $103 billion. He was just borrowing with little to nothing to show for it. And this video can never be complete without discussing October 2020, where EndSARS happened, military sprayed bullets against peaceful protesters, killed a bunch of people. The exact toll we will never know, and there was media scrutiny and suppression. Crazy parties. I went to that protest on the 19th. What if I had gone on the 20th? I wouldn't have been here doing this video. Buhari took forever to answer the nation. Then even in the answer, he showed very little to zero accountability. Then in 2021, after threatening some people on Twitter by saying, those of us who have been in the field for 30 months, who went through war, we will treat them in a language they understand. Twitter banned him, and so in turn, he banned Twitter in Nigeria. Such a dignified man resorted to what he knows how to do, selectively though. He resorted to violence. This same man pardoned over 2,000 Boko Haram terrorists and reintegrated them into society. Man of discipline. This same man who kidnapped a minister on foreign soil could not do anything to root out terror in his own country. This man also started visiting foreign hospitals for health reasons. 8 years he was president. 8 months he was away for medical reasons. Under his time, almost 13,000 doctors left our country, and now he has passed away on UK soil in a private hospital. This is the legacy of Buhari. We can respect the dead, but let's be clear when they did not try. We have to be honest. Buhari's talk is plenty, and I'm sure there are areas that I did not cover, but we'll leave that there for today. We have to do better. We must do better. We cannot reduce criticism of bad leaders to tribalism. That's how they will divide us, and that's how they will destroy our nation. We cannot allow them do that. So please comment, like, and share if you enjoyed this video. God bless Nigeria. God bless you. See you on the next video.